Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Anime Ramble. Today I got for you One Piece chapter 1026. What is going on? Well, let's just talk about it. Alright, let's talk about it. This is Momo's crowning moment, that defining pivotal achievement that he has to pass in order for him to really be worthy of the title of being the Shogun of Wano. And I think he nailed it on the head, or at least he is leading towards it, because I mean, he's just taken this entire situation and he has embraced it. I mean, yeah, he's still scared out of his mind and he has no idea what he's doing in his dragon form. You even see that here when him, Luffy, go to square off against Kaido. They're in the sky. You have Queen and everybody around and they're just watching everything unfold. And they're trying to figure out who this pink dragon is. Now, eventually, Luffy does say his name, Momo, at some point in the chapter. And everybody's like, is that really Momo? Like, Momo? Are you sure? It's like, nah, that couldn't be him. They really don't know who this dude is. But it's in this moment that you have Momo really figure out and really come into his own what it is that he has to do. And with the instruction of Luffy, I mean, Luffy, you know, he has some promise to be a teacher. He is instructing Momo. He's telling him, look, Kaido's about to use his blast breath. I need you to hit him with your own. And Momo looks at him and is like, I can't do that. Now, we can assume that because Momo's Devil Fruit is a direct copy of Kaido's Devil Fruit, that eventually in time when he grows with this Devil Fruit, that he'll be able to do literally everything that Kaido was able to do, which is actually really important, because if he is to be the Shogun of Wano, he needs to be able to defend it to the degree that Kaido is defending it. So it opens up a lot of areas for combat for the future of Wano. I mean, you have Kaido right now flying Onigashima, levitating it to the flower capital, right? In theory, give Momo 20 years with his Devil Fruit, he should be able to do the exact same thing in a time of crisis or just whenever he needs to. Same thing with the Boro Breath and all the lightning and things of that nature. Luffy, he opens up strong with the Gear Third, and if we're being honest, Gear Third has always been able to hit Kaido. I mean, he's a very large target in his dragon form, and it just floors him. It floors him each and every time, but he brushes it off each and every time, right? It's really not that much to it. So this prompts Luffy to give Momo a second set of instructions. He pulls Momo in and he whispers to him and he's like, right? And Momo's like, I can't do that. Luffy's like, bite that nigga. And Momo takes a second and he flashes back to everything that he remembered about Kaido killing his mom, killing his father. Keep in mind, this all happened over the course of 20 years, but because Momo and everybody was sent to the future, it's been like 6 months or something like that. All of that flashes back to Momo, and without even a second thought, he bites down on Kaido's like midsection, and Kaido just roars. Okay, he's not injured or anything. He looks back at him and was like, "What are you doing?" It was like that initial feeling he got, because I can only imagine that Kaido doesn't receive too many shots to his body or anything that can actually penetrate his scales. So it's been a minute since he's felt something like that, but it didn't do anything to him. But that doesn't change the fact that he still has to deal with the Luffy, and Luffy comes in like a radiant angel, decks him in the jaw, and keeps it pushing yet again. Yamato, she's watching all of this unfold, and she couldn't be more proud. She's like the proud older sister of Momo being able to come into his own. There's that flashback of him saying that he wants to be able to protect everybody, and this is also her first time seeing Momo in this massive dragon form. He was so small last time, but you know, I don't know if Yamato's gonna jump in the battle. I hope that she does, but it really seems like things are gonna be handled, so to speak. I really feel like this is gearing up to be, if not the last fight between Luffy and Kaido, it's gonna put Kaido on his last leg. That's how I'm feeling that this is gonna go off. Now, I have to mention this because it's a huge factor for this chapter. When the two dragons are squaring off, when you have Kaido and you have Momo, and just them being in their dragon form summons clouds, alright? They summon the clouds, it blocks the moon, and this affects Nekomamushi and Unarashi's fight significantly, because if you remember when they squared off against Pero and Jack, they immediately went into their Sulong form. Well, because the cloud summoned, the moon is blocked, they power down out of their Sulong form, and Jack and Pero both say, well, no, I don't think Pero says it, but Jack is like, look, if you had a little bit more time or something to that effect, you know, you might would have managed to knock me down. Obviously, he is an ancient zone, they have increased defense and durability, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult than, say, dealing with Pero Sparrow. I've watched Tekken 101's video, and he even mentioned in his own video, he's 50 plus. Like, how is his endurance this high? Well, I mean, if you think about it, he is Big Mom's kid. You can only imagine how many hunger pains and hunger rages that she goes into. He's probably kept in tip-top shape, having to probably be the first line of defense against the raging Big Mom, him and Katakuri. I'm just, you know, spitballing there, but you get what I'm saying. None of that actually matters. It's actually very short-lived, Pero's and Jack's, glory, right? Talking about they got very lucky, luck's on their side because the moon was blocked. Well, after Momo bit Kaido and Luffy followed up with a punch, knocked him down, they're squaring back up right after this. Flash forward, Kaido, he's no longer in his full-on transformation form, but he's in his hybrid form now, and he's squaring off against Luffy face to face. They clash, but that was enough to rip the sky open straight to the heavens, right? In that moment, it exposed the moon again, and Nekomamushi and Unararashi transform and go Sulong one more time. Square off with Pero, square off with Jack, knock them out, KO. They're dead right now. Cat Viper, he said that he wasn't gonna let Pero Sparrow live, so in my mind he's going to die, but he's not dead yet. All right, that would be something massive because you have Big Mom there. It's not just Pero there. I don't see Wano being so lighthearted if Pero Sparrow dies in this situation. If Oda really wants to set Wano off, somebody massive has to die. Remember way back when he said what's gonna happen in Wano is gonna make Marineford look like child's play. Alright, nobody significant has died yet, and it would be a twist of fate if he had a major villain or a major antagonist die. I'm not talking about Kaido, of course, a Yonko is going down this chapter, but if Pero dies, I think it would be a good time for Oda to humanize Big Mom in a way. She hasn't seen one of her kids die. Pero being the eldest, if he dies from Cat Viper, what type of rage and frenzy would that send her into? Would it send her into one at all? She's already shown to really not be the caring type of mother. We saw how she dealt with Opera. It might be a little bit of different story for her, for some of her firstborn children, Pero being the very first. Anyway, that would be a rage I couldn't even see Kaido bringing her down on. And if she threatens to sink Wano or sink Onigashima or blast it out of the sky or something like that, because she has the power to do so, it would bring into question how Kaido and Luffy and all the other pirates tend to deal with her. But that's assuming that she gets word of Pero Sparrow's death. You had Nekomamushi be very adamant about how he was going to deal with him, and it didn't seem like they were going to have a talk no jutsu type of situation come out of it. So with the sky splitting and that happening, that really concludes Jack and Pero, and then we flash back a little bit to Luffy and we see, again, the squaring off. So that really ends that's the end of the chapter. But at the very end we see Orochi. Okay, Orochi's there. He pops up, his little weasel head ass. He pops up, he's just watching all of this unfold. He sees Pero Sparrow go down. He sees Jack go down. I think he only sees Jack go down. He says that's not his problem, and he's out probably doing something mischievous. Who really knows? Yeah, I think I've given my thoughts on, things that are likely to happen. If Pero is going to die, Big Mom is going to find out, and we're going to see if she is an actual mother that has feelings for her children, or at least some of her children. So I think I've rambled on long enough. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you're new, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out on the channel. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment on the video your thoughts about what you think is going to happen. Tell me if you see Big Mom really going savage over the death of Pero, right? What she did to Opera was really bad, and all of her kids seem to fear her. But do you think she would have a normal mother reaction to her child being hurt and killed, or killed? But subscribe if you're brand new, and like always, and until next time, I'm out.